Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. How are you this morning? I pray that all is well. I'm inviting some of our friends to join us this morning on our Coffee with Chrisnatha. Good morning, Jeffrey. Good morning. This morning it will be an audio version of Coffee with Chrisnatha. Welcome. Good morning to everyone who is joining us this morning for our broadcast, Coffee with Chrisnatha. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, ladies. Hello, Tashara. Vicky, good morning. We are having an audio version of today's Coffee with Chrisnatha, and I'm so excited that you guys are here to join me this morning. Happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Chrisnatha Derosier. I am the Masterpiece Maven. I am a certified life coach, author, and speaker, and I assist women go from confusion to clarity in my one-on-one and group life coaching program. And I'm so excited this morning to talk to you about my journey of self-discovery. I thought it was really important to share this story and share this testimony with you to encourage you, because I don't want any of you to think that you're the only person who goes through ups and downs on this journey of self-discovery. And I wanted you to know my personal story and some of the obstacles I've had to face while discovering who I am and God's purpose for my life. And so I'm going to start a few years back when I was in college. About 7 years ago, I was, I want to say a little bit before that, maybe about 8, 9 years ago. I was in the relationship of my life. So I thought at that time. And I was so high on a cloud, so excited. And later on realized that the relationship was not as solid as I thought it was. And so, needless to say, I had a really bad breakup. This breakup left me distraught, right? And so I didn't have a plan B for my life. My plan was to marry this man in my 20s. And that did not happen. And I know now that it didn't happen because it wasn't supposed to happen. But at that time, it was really, really hard for me to comprehend that this relationship was not moving forward. And so him and I broke up, and that was a tough time for me. I had to really sit down and reevaluate who I was, because I tied up so much of who I am to this man. And so I needed to reevaluate who I was and what was my purpose, what was God's plan for my life. And so in doing that, I spent a lot of time alone, praying, just trying to figure things out. And so after that breakup, going through the process of healing and moving on, I was also wrapping up my college career. And so I was in college trying to get a sense of who I was. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to everybody joining us. And so I was trying to get a sense of who I was, and I was in college. I knew that I loved to write. I knew that I loved to talk to people, and I knew that I loved to know what was going on in the world. And so I enrolled in the School of Journalism and communications. And so that was really big to me. I graduated. And once I graduated college, in my mind, I thought that, okay, once we get this degree, all the doors of life opens up for us. Everything is easy. All the questions that we have, there's answers readily available. How many of you know that I was absolutely wrong? I graduated from college and I had this degree. I was broke and confused. I'm sure a lot of you can relate, right? And so I had no idea what to do. No one kind of helps you to figure out what to do after college. And so here I am sitting here with this degree thinking, okay, I have a degree, so I'm just going to make a whole lot of money now, because I was told, go to school, get your degree, right? Go to college, get the degree, and you're going to get this amazing job and you're going to make all of this money. How many of you know that that did not happen? I ended up, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many hundreds of times I sent out my resume. I really was frustrated and confused because I felt like someone lied to me. Someone didn't tell me the truth. They sold me a dream and they got me for the okadoke. Like, what happened? Where's my money? Because I'm sitting here broke, and these student loans, I got a couple months left before I got to pay them back. Hello, somebody. And so, and so I ended up, life happened, and one of my parents fell ill. And so it was a reality check for me. I had to step up. I had to now take over my father's income and take care of things around the home. So all of my dreams were on pause now, because you got to go get you a full-time real job and pay these bills until my dad gets better. And so I got a job. It had nothing to do with my degree, it had nothing to do with what I studied, but I worked that job. It was a pretty good paying job. I worked that job. I worked hard. I worked overtime. I worked on call. I worked on weekends. I worked on holidays. And thank God for his goodness. He helped carry me through that for the next 3 years, right? And so my father was, thank God, he's amazing. He's 100% better. He's amazing. And he was able to now get back to work. And I was able to kind of like let loose of some of those responsibilities and kind of grab hold of my own, right? And so I'm working, and I'm just kind of working. I love people. I'm active in ministry, but I still don't really fully understand who I am, and I feel like there's more for me to do, but I don't know what the more is, and I'm just going through this thing, and I'm having a hard time articulating to people my frustration with myself. You know, people are like, "Oh, look at you. You have a degree. Oh, you have it all together." And I just smile and would say thank you. But in my head, I'm thinking, I'm the most confused woman ever. Like, I do not have it all together. Okay. And so while in college, after college, I just continued working. I knew that I loved to work with women. I knew that I loved bringing them together. I knew that I loved organizing little meetups. And I had a Bible study group, a women's Bible study group that me and a few friends started. And that Bible study group went to, we ended up meeting weekly, faithfully meeting weekly for 9 years. For 9 years, guys. Talk about faithfulness. For 9 years, we met weekly in each other's home. It was about 7, 8 of us, maybe 10. And weekly, we'd have Bible study. We had a schedule. We'd talk about topics and things that really were going on with our lives. And we did this faithfully for 9 years. And I never knew why I was doing this Bible study for 9 years, but I knew that it was important in that season. And I now know that God was preparing me to coach and mentor all of these women that I am now. And so I share that to say that all things work together, right? And so so I was doing that, and it wasn't until I went to a conference in Atlanta, Georgia. It was a Pinky Promise, the first Pinky Promise conference a few years ago. And I was praying, and I said, God, all of this is amazing, but what is my plan? What am I supposed to be doing? I'm a little confused between who I am, who I'm supposed to be, and I'm kind of in the middle, who I was and who I am today and who I'm supposed to be. Like, how do I shift and navigate through this, right? And as clear as day, God told me, he just said, I am a masterpiece. So I held on to that word. But he didn't tell me what to do with it. He didn't tell me what it was. So for the next 6 months, God was silent about this revelation of I am a masterpiece. I was so frustrated. You know, I thought to myself, God, how can you get me all excited, reveal a word to me, and then make me sit and wait? But in those 6 months, there were things that had to happen. There were processes and experiences I had to go through for what was to come for I am a masterpiece. I felt like who I was at that moment, maybe he couldn't tell me everything, and so he had to wait and then reveal to me bit by bit. And so 6 months later, as I'm cleaning my house, God started to download to me, I'm a masterpiece. This is what it is. This is what I'm putting in your hands. This is what's going to propel you into your destiny, and you're going to help so many women. Once again, I didn't have a how. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay. So, I got overwhelmed, got excited, started writing everything down. Everything just stayed on paper though. Because now I'm afraid, right? I'm like, whoa, too much responsibility. And so I began to kind of wait and talk and pray and just listen. And you know what I did? I needed clarity about some things. Sometimes we really need to work through our thoughts and we need help. And so I got connected with the old college friend on Facebook, and she said she was a life coach. And I wondered to myself, what in the world is a life coach? What does that person do? Can they help me get my life? Because I need to get all of my life together. Okay. And so she had an event. I met her there. I was so excited, so empowered, so moved. And I said, I'm at the end of it. I just need you. I don't know what this process looks like, but I know I need help because I've been living in my head and I know that that's not good. And I signed up to work with her. Her name is Cassandra Enriquez. And she changed my life. I worked with her for the next 5 years, and she was just incredible in helping to shape who I am today. And so with God and her and some awesome other coaches that I have been able to collaborate with and work with, I'm grateful for that. But I know that I needed help because I didn't know everything. And so I encourage you that if you need help, reach out to someone. But you make sure you're led to reach out to the right person who has your best interest at heart as well. And so on this journey of discovering myself, I didn't stay idle. I kept doing things. I stayed busy. I volunteered. I gave of myself, I gave of my time, my effort. I made myself available for people. Not everybody, right? Because we can't help everyone. It's just impossible. But I kept doing things. Whenever something piqued my interest, I volunteered for it. I asked, how could I lend help? Why? Because in self-discovery, you can't discover who you are by just sitting and waiting. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to get in the game. I promise you, as you do things and you get more active in some things, you start to realize, I love this. I have a heart for this. I didn't realize I was this passionate about children until now. I didn't realize that my heart for women is so huge like this. I didn't realize that the youth really rocks my world, right? So I have to do something. I have to get busy. I have to discover me by serving them. I have to discover me by serving them. I get to discover me by serving them. And so getting busy, volunteering, doing things, getting active in my local church as a young woman, still discovering herself, single, just excited for life. And I began to do that. It didn't always make sense. There were times I was still confused, but I trusted God. I trusted the process. I trusted that, man, this big heart of mine, I know that God, you're going to help me just figure this thing out. I am a masterpiece comes along, and I get a conviction, just a burden almost on my heart. And I said, God, I want to coach other women. I don't know everything, but what I do know, I can help someone else with it. And God is so faithful. I got my first paying client under my business, and she's on the line now. She's on the session. And we sat down, we talked about what her plans are, what we're going to do. And I believe so much in her that she was surprised. She's almost like, wait a minute. She's like, we can really do this. And I'm looking at her with everything in me like, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this, Ludi. We can do this, Ludi Santil. And I'm telling you, This young lady blows my mind, just like all the other ladies that I've had the privilege and honor of working with. I mean, everything on paper came to pass. You know, not because we're perfect, not because we're better than anybody. We stayed the course, we put God first, and we rolled up our sleeves and we went to work. We didn't worry about what anyone else is doing in their lane. We just knew we had to stay in ours. And we trusted God. We were authentic. We were honest about what we were doing. And God blessed it. And he continues to do so. So I'm so excited for her. Just so excited about the I Am a Masterpiece program. And so after that, I began to look at her life. And there were moments where I would go home and cry because I'm like, I know God's real. I know that he can do this, and I know that I can be a good coach. But I'm looking, on Facebook, and everybody got the cool logos and the big expensive designer labels, and I'm not there yet, but I have a heart to serve, and I have a message, and I have something on the inside of me, and I've been created for this, and I am destined for this, and I got a word in my belly. God, use me. And because of that declaration, because of that faithfulness, because of that humility, God has used me. He's continuing to do so. So though it's been confusing, though it's been hard sometimes, there were times where I was like, God, I don't know. And whatever I didn't know, God filled it in. You guys, I'm telling you, the journey has not been smooth sailing. The journey has had some speed bumps, some stop signs, some detours, but I have not quit. I will never quit because I'm born for this. I'm born for this. I am born for this, and so are you. I always tell people, you throw me to a pack of wolves, I will come back leading the pack, okay? Listen, I ain't never scared, okay? And you shouldn't be either. There is greatness on the inside of you. The journey has been hard. Some friends fell to the wayside because they couldn't accommodate where I was headed. But guess what? God is faithful. I love them on the journey. Hey, I love you, but I got to keep it moving. I love you, but I got to keep going. It's all love, but I'm focused on what's ahead. I love you, though, but I got to go because our life is to pour out and to serve others. And I pray that you're encouraged by this, because sometimes we see other people or we watch each other's broadcasts and we think, man, it looks great for her. Man, it looks incredible for him. But guys, more and more of us, we got to share the entire journey. And the journey's not always easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. People may not like it. Fine. We're not focused on those people. Our attention doesn't go that way. It goes on the people that we're serving. It goes on the God that we're serving. It goes on the people that are assigned to our life. And that's where we're putting our focus. That's where we're putting our passion. That's where we're putting our energy. And so don't get discouraged. Come on, guys. Get in the game. Roll up your sleeves. Get your hands dirty, because there are lives attached to you. So it's not all about us. It's about you and what you have. I don't care if you only know one thing. That one thing you know can bless somebody. So don't feel like you don't know enough. I went to college for a whole nother situation, right? A whole nother degree. And then I ended up getting certified as a life coach. I don't need college to be a life coach. However, I don't regret college because I've learned some things on that campus and in those classrooms and from those professors that I would have never learned. And so it's been an incredible journey. But my destiny is not attached to my degree. It's great that I have it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, right? But my destiny is bigger than that. And so, yes, I'm college educated, but I don't bring it up a lot unless I need to. Why? Because it doesn't define me. I will bring up that I'm a believer because that is who I am, right? And so that supersedes everything else. And so I want you guys to just know that the journey is not always easy. It's worth it. Stay the course. Write the vision. Make it plain. You better run and run like never before. And this is the time. This is the time to run. Don't look back. Run, guys. Journey of self-discovery. It's an ongoing journey. We're always becoming. And so we're learning about ourselves each and every day, each and every moment. But being clear about who you are and who God has created you to be and all the incredible things that he wants to use you for. We have to do some heart checks. We have to become delivered of people. because a lot of their expectations are unrealistic. And we also have to refocus our energy. Refocus our energy on what's important, what's ahead. Love those that's in our circle of influence. But remember, you can't be Christ to them. Love them. That's all. Just love them. Let God do his job, and you do yours. Okay, but self-discovery, it's an ongoing process. I know a lot of us are going through it. And I really felt led to just encourage you this morning to keep going no matter what. You might be working on a really small budget and feel like, man, I don't have the bomb website. You better go use these free tools we got out here. You better use the Wix.coms and you better stop it. Stop comparing yourself. Use what you have. Do what you can where you are with what you have right now. You want to upgrade and do all this fancy stuff later? Fine. Just make sure your stuff looks good and clean and you work on your budget. Don't you go blowing your budget on stuff that you can't afford now. Okay? You just invest in yourself, though. Use wisdom and get help. Get a mentor. Connect with somebody who you feel like you connect with, and ask God for leading regarding that. The best investment that I've ever made was in myself. Having a coach, that particular coach for 5 years, and I have a coach now because I don't know everything. Every coach has a coach, right? And so I have a coach now, and she's incredible. And so I believe in learning. I believe in being teachable. I believe in being open for what God wants to do and for how others want to bless you, and just continue to discover yourself. Discover yourself. Be open to change. You're changing and you're becoming, and that's beautiful. As long as you're alive, you're going to be becoming. So it's okay. Welcome it. Welcome it. Allow yourself to change a little bit, right? But let it be for the better. Let it be growth. And so I'm just excited about your growth process. I'm excited about your self-discovery process. I'm excited about all the things that God is bringing into your life and helping you to see little by little. And I encourage you to stay the course. I encourage you to not give up. I encourage you to don't throw in the towel. I encourage you to close your ears to negative things and just to look forward and look ahead. If there's anybody here on the broadcast, if you have any questions for me regarding this broadcast or anything that I mentioned that stuck out to you, if you're having trouble getting to the next level, I want to serve you. I want to help you. I want to be your midwife. And so I want you to get connected with me, whether it's a private message or or whatever you need to do to schedule a call with me, because I want to help you. This process is amazing. And if you need help, I'm here for it. You can book all of your discovery calls at www.imamasterpiece.com. www.imamasterpiece.com. I'm Chrisnatha Derosier, your masterpiece maven. And I pray that has truly blessed your heart today. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Your comments, I'm trying not to get emotional. All of your comments are blessing me. Like my heart is about to pop out of my chest. I love you guys for supporting and tuning into this broadcast. It has blessed me to be able to pour everything into you each and every morning. Thank you so much. I'm just believing God for increase in all of your lives. And so thank you so much for joining me this morning. Be sure to share this. I think a lot of people could use this. I really do. I think this could truly be a blessing for so many. So please, please, please share this broadcast this morning with people in your circle, and share this information, and that they will also be encouraged just to keep going, keep discovering, keep serving. And I can't wait to just get back on here next week with you. So it's the weekend, baby. So have an amazing weekend. Take some time for self-care. And I just love you. I just love you. I think you're absolutely amazing. So thank you guys so much. I just couldn't start my day without talking to you. It's what I look forward to. And so have a great day. Thank you guys again. Be sure to share this. I love you so much from the top of my heart. I'm Chrisnatha Derosier. I'm signing off. And I'm a masterpiece. And so are you. Have an amazing, amazing day, guys. Love you much. Bye-bye.